Hello, everybody. I'm 25 and invested. How's it going? I got some big news. I am done saving. I'm done saving in the accounts for now. My wife and I, our net value will still increase. I bet you when I post this, it'll say something like 238,000. The fact of the matter is, if you include our savings accounts, we're actually up over a quarter mil. Yeah, we're up over 250,000. I did this a few weeks back. We've been adding a few more dollars since then, and I will get into the changes that we've made. It's really just adding money, and the rest is just taking care of that. So before we get started, this is my account and my wife's account. You can see my wife's account is at $75,000. It is between her Tfsa and her first home. Both of those are maxed. So bang, all done. Clean. We did that probably about halfway through this year. Now we're going to go into my account, which is the bigger of the two. It's just been around longer. My wife is not from Canada, so her contribution room is different than mine. So we've been adding to mine first. We also have an RRSP that we opened here. So you can see a sizable difference, 47% up all day. We're probably up about 45%, 42%. If you add both the accounts together, the total that we're up is quite a lot less. That's normal. So, I'll show you. One second, let me just move this out of the way. I'll show you how this sort of looks in total here. You could see that we have added $106,000. We're at 162, so a $53,000 increase that we have, 48% in total. It's fantastic. We've done awesome over the past 4 years. The 10%, it's pretty crazy. It has not looked like great. I know it shows that we've been in the positives for quite a long time. When we were in the negatives here, it was pretty hurtful. I didn't enjoy it. And if we're in the negatives again, there's a good chance that we will have negative years. There's a good chance that this account might even see a negative total return. That's true. Those two things could happen. I will be sticking to the plan. I have a good plan. I know I have a good plan. And I don't need, regardless of what the market does, I have a plan that I can still do. And that plan is global equities. So let's continue on. On the 1 month, the account is up 2.5% or 2.8%, $4,400. On the 3 months, the entire account is up 10%. 6 months, 8%. So actually, year to date, we're up 10%. And just in the past actually, I guess we'll just do year to date. So since the beginning of the year to now, we're up 10%, 10.75%. All time, 48%. And the breakdown looks like this. You can see we don't have anything in our checking account yet. That's subject to change because while we're looking at this, we have added the last little bit to our RSP. So we're done investing for the year. That is because we are going to go on a vacation. We want a vacation. It's going to be to Vietnam. We're going to save, I think, about $12,000 for it. What we would save for the rest of the year. That doesn't mean we're going to spend $12,000 on the vacation. I believe we would spend probably half that, but right now we're going to start saving the money so that we could lump sum it at the beginning of next year with our tax return into our non-registered accounts to max them out as quickly as we can. Basically, save a little now, spend it all later. I know you could argue timing the market, blah, blah, blah. I'm not as worried about that because if we need it for the vacation, we have it. So if we end up spending $12,000 on a vacation, damn, that's a sick vacation, guys. That's sick. But if we don't, that's okay. That's completely fine. We have it there. We're going to use it for savings next year. And next year, when we go on vacation, it's not going to be for like 6 months. We will have money there. We will have probably enough to max out all of our savings accounts again very early next year, as well as get our tax rebate from our RRSPs and our first home savings, because we did max those out this year too. So we're going to see a lot of money back in taxes at the same time as a lump sum savings that we had already left over from our vacation. So yeah, it's gonna be a magical year. You can see our non-registered account. I'm actually very happy about the non-registered account. It's at almost 6%. That's incredible. That hasn't seen that hasn't seen green days in forever. So just a testament to how well the market's been doing lately. Even the deep value account, the non-registered account, is doing well right now, which is insane. We're gonna go to my Tfsa. My Tfsa is a little more active and a little less passive, and that is fine by me. In the past year, we're up 24%, so quite a sizable difference. That is because I haven't added any money. So the money that you see in the other account, that's with like 10% dragging down from me adding money. That brings your total return down because your return is a lower size of the total. The math checks out. So the return on our Tfsa is actually 24% in the year. Year to date, 11%. So we have a little bit of tracking error from the stocks that I picked. That is subject to change at any given time. Alibaba has had a great week this week, though. For those who have watched my channel for a long time, you know that all these stock picks have been here for quite a long time. So Alibaba's been here for a very long time. I'm up 25% on Alibaba, which is pretty crazy. It is the smallest position in my portfolio now, I believe. I'm up 80% on BlackRock. That's not the highest it's been, but it's pretty good. Actually, no, I think it is the highest it's been. Damn, that's pretty good. That's a very nice flat number too. Yeah. Brookfield up 91%. I believe Brookfield's going to be the next 100 bagger, like 100% that I got. I guess 2 bagger. I believe that Brookfield will be the next one. Mark Carney is our prime minister. He has huge ties to. Come on. He's got too many conflicts of interest for us to not understand that Brookfield's going to have a very good time with him at the helm. Those two things they're the same. BRK, 82%. Again, I believe Brookfield's probably going to beat BRK in my portfolio. That's because of the prices I bought them at. Meta is up 291%, not quite 300 again. It has taken a little bit of a hit since then. Alta Beauty up 21%. Basically, everybody but Intel and Dollar General are in the green. I've been trimming most of my negatives now, so all you're seeing are the greens. That is not to say that I've had some bad stocks in the past. I've had stuff hit 40%, 60% down. That these are things that have happened to me. I have less in those styles of investing. I guess these are more all the same style, right? But less single stock picks to take the edge off. I kept some of the ones that were still doing well, and I'm continuing to trim those as well. So we'll see. $63,000 of this account is just Xeqt, so that just shows where the real money is, and I will be moving more into it. Drink some coffee. My voice is getting a little hoarse. Yeah, and I haven't added any money to this account. Go figure. I don't have any contribution room. The crypto account's dead. The first home savings is just Xeqt. We'll go over this just for a second. Here, year to date, 11.98% dividends reinvested, right? Xeqt's done awesome. It's up 15% in this account, which would mean that, yes, the all-time return is 18% in my first home savings. These first home savings, I did spend a little time negative. These first home savings accounts will be used for my wife and I for our first house at the 10 to 15 year mark. Because these accounts are only allowed to be open for 10 to 15 years, you're likely to see this account still sitting here in 10 years. And then we're going to decide for that last 5 years. We will move everything to cash when we get close to buying a house, and that'll bring down the volatility, bring down the total return, but that is because we need it in the short term. I don't believe that anything under 5 years is considered short term. If your time horizon is more than 5 years, that's medium term. More than 10 years is long term, but under 5 years, that's short term. Personally, that's the way I look at it. I know some people may say 3. I think that's just too short. The non-registered deep value account, again, very happy with this one. I have $124 on the side. That is going to go up to $175. I might just throw the 200 in, and I want to buy an extra stock every quarter, basically, in this account. $50 a month plus some. It's going to be like $66 a month. I won't miss $66 a month, but this is more like an algorithmic style of investing. It is a very small account, which, I'm only allowed to have so much fun with so much money, but I do enjoy it. This account is up in the green, 5.87% year to date, though. I'm actually curious. 10%. Not bad. Not bad. It used to be very heavily in the negatives. What would that be? That would be almost 20% down at one point, if I remember correctly. It was a rough time. It's a rough time to be me. This account has spent way too much time in the negatives, which is likely to happen again. But I will continue to do it because I have a game plan here, one that is easily replicated and one that I can hold consistent. SYF is up 41%. It done very well. I was a little worried about this one because I bought it at such a high price, but it's done very well. Stellantis and PBR. PBR also a super high price. I remember looking at this when it was like $4. Now it's like $12, so it's gone up quite a lot since then. Actually, I think I seen this when it was like $1.50, but I didn't buy it back then. You don't know, right? I would have made the same decision again. Equinor is finally flipped positive. That spent quite a long time in the negatives. And then Bank of New York up 35%. So, things are moving. Things are happening. I haven't sold anything in this account yet other than my old positions, which were all dollar stocks, penny stocks. But, we have a good idea here. Art and Phobie and Game On Technologies, Metamaterials. Hopefully these guys just delete them sometime. They're a lot of clutter, but this is what happens when things go to zero. They just sit in your account and you just have to stare at them. It's annoying. I wish that they would remove them, but they won't, because technically, no matter how little, I still own them. And my RRSP, which is not Xeqt, it is Veqt. Basically the same, but it is up 1.8%. I have 200 shares. I have put exactly $10,000 in. And that is where we left our RSP this year. Oh, sorry. Terrible host. That's where we left our RSP this year. That's it. I wanted 10,000. My wife wanted 10,000. We might put more in, but the RSP we're looking at more like tax rebate, if that makes any sense. I'd love to see like how high we could get our tax back, which I think is just a really funny goal for us. Does it make a lot of sense? I don't know, probably not, but is it still kind of funny to invest and then get paid for it? Yeah. I mean, you're getting paid for it with your own money anyways. It's the whole tax deferral thing, but I want to go into the tax man. I want to get like 15 grand back. I think that's such a funny thing to me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. I look at these things as hilarious optimization of our system. Move myself to the middle here. And if I can take advantage of that, I will. It's been a bit of a wild ride. I didn't think that we would hit 250,000. I just turned 30 actually yesterday. Not yesterday. Last week. Was it last week? Yeah, last week, the 24th. I turned 30 on the 24th. We did hit 250,000 on the 23rd, which is, again, amazing. It is unreal. But looking at my old goals, I said that I would get 100,000 by 30, which we've 2.5 times that. So clearly I didn't understand compound interest, and I didn't understand how much money I was going to be making later, which is super important to make money. My wife and I have good jobs now. I think we do a little better than the average. So I know we work a lot harder than the average. I'll tell you that for free. It's tough. Anyways, thanks for watching. A bit longer of a video. I want to make these things a little longer, a little more personal. I'm still debating on if I should do it monthly or just every 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks is keeps me going. Sorry, this is on Sunday as well. I was going to post it yesterday. I ended up doing a side job yesterday, and then I got home and I just started playing video games and hanging out. I didn't want to do it, so I don't know. I know it's good to be structured, but I'm not too worried about it. Have a good one. Hi, Sep. How you doing, buddy? I hope you get to stay in Canada. I know those things are a little worrying for you with the way that immigration's been going, but try your best, buddy. Anyways, bye now.